Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using below, they're listed below. Dice and decks I'm using are listed below, sorry. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Leo? A lot of communication. Why is there all of these? Okay. It keeps coming forth with multiple cards. That's interesting. What do you want is a good question. Something has become way outdated. Way outdated. For you, when I feel this card coming in, something's outdated. Too stale, too not moving, not expanding. It's almost like, it's almost like starting college. And maybe it's a college, it's a mid-sized college. And at first it seems like there's a lot to explore, a lot to do. But the longer you're there, the more you find what you want to find. And you're like, well, I know it's here and I know it's there. It's just not... At first it was good, but after a while you explored everything you were going to explore and you learned what you were going to learn, and it's kind of like you outgrew the situation. And it became stale. There was a lot I wanted to happen that I feel like didn't happen here. And that's what's getting me to go a different direction. I don't feel like I have a problem with certain systems. I seem to be addressing, I seem to be addressing certain restraints. Certain restraints. So it's almost like, if you have motion sickness and you don't care for heights, you're like, well, I'm not going to be an airplane pilot because I don't care for heights. I don't really want to travel over the place. Maybe you don't like traveling, just for argument's sake. I know Leo tends to like to travel, but, just for argument's sake. There's a lot here that I addressed, there were certain limitations, but there was, even with the limitations, there was so much else that I wanted that wasn't here. So many possibilities that I wasn't finding where I am. And it's kind of like I thought maybe the situation I was a part of may produce that at some point, but it's not seeming to do that. And then even though in the beginning maybe I thought the situation would work, it's not working for me. I've learned what I needed to learn. I've found what I was able to find. And there's just so much this is going to give me. And whatever the situation is, I feel like if I'm really going to flourish the way I want to flourish, the way I've been wanting to move forward, to get what I've been looking for, it's not going to be here. You're an ever-changing energy. Now, that doesn't have to be super dramatic. Like, for example, if you work at a certain place, it doesn't mean you have to leave the company, but it may mean you have to leave the unit or find a different way to get into a different part of the situation. It's like, maybe I work in construction, but I want to work in the office, something like that. Or, whatever I'm doing is this, I want to be over there, whatever it is. I feel like I have to address that, for the true success that I want to happen, I got to make a bold change. For some reason, I feel like I've been avoiding this because there's a big change. This is going to create a lot of changes in my life if I do this. And there's people that are involved that are important to me, and I'm like, if I make this change, it's going to change things for other people too. this isn't like, you don't take this lightly. This is a big change. Big change. And it makes a big difference to you how it's going to play out for not only you, but for others that you care about, is what I'm getting. But I do feel like it's happening. The door is opening. The door is opening, and it's kind of like, I got to do what I got to do. I got to do what I got to do. This seems to be happening anyway. And I'm going out this door. You got the World and the Death card. When both of these come in, it's like, this is a non-negotiable. If this reading is hitting for you, the change is happening. There's no going back. Once it's done, it's done. And it's just like, it's kind of like, it's like getting on a water slide. It is just like, once you're en route, it's not very easy to get off of it. You just gotta ride it to the end. Or on a roller coaster. That's probably a better one. Once you're on the roller coaster, you're pretty much on until the ride's over. Pretty much. So, like, I see the King of Swords and I even see the Knight of Swords, but I feel like once I hear it, once I see it, I just feel like the information comes and I just go. There is communication, there is information, but I just feel like there's a lot of action that comes right along with it. Right along with it. You're doing what you feel you need to do. You're not looking to make anybody upset. You're doing your best to help people get along. This is a little peculiar. I don't know. It feels peculiar here. People are going to be nice to you as much as they can be about it. I don't think people feel like they can get in your way over it. But I also get that the people are nicer on the outside than they're actually feeling. I don't think they really like what's happening, but I feel like they're accepting that you're making the decision you need to make. I don't know, I feel like it's more accepting on the outside than they really are. I don't feel like they really like it. It may take some time for them to get over it, but the initial response, I feel like they're being a lot nicer than they're actually really in line with. This makes a difference. If you're aware of this going forward, I think this could be a much better situation. There could be a lot more healing here. If I realize that people didn't like it as much as they're acting they did, it goes better. Because there's two different ways it seems like you might be going, most likely versions. One is realizing that, like, certain things are just not going to survive through this situation. And I'm just going to have to, like, kind of roll with it in the moment, work with what works, and let go what doesn't work. Whatever works, I'll take with me. Whatever doesn't, I'll let go. And just kind of go with it. That's one way to do it. This seems to be like, well, it works out the way it works out type energy, which seems to be like a Leo thing. That's one way to do it. It doesn't seem to really get you where you want to go, though. Another version is to address the situation in the sense of, like, what do you want to keep? If there's 5 things you want to keep from this, what are those 5 things? And then just make up your mind that you will be keeping them, and then you will keep them. It's weird, because I do feel Leo is kind of like go with the flow type energy a lot, to a point. To a point, I know. But I feel like what they're saying is, like, realizing that some of this is going to fall away, but you don't have to accept that. What are the 5 things you want to keep? And then just, you will keep them. Just make up your mind, you will keep them, and you will keep them. There's certain things you don't want to let go of, and you don't have to. This is coming in very interesting here with the attachment. Does it mean you'll never let go of these things? No. But if you're not ready to, then don't. That attachment energy, that's It's not usually a pleasurable card. That's the weird part. This is just you addressing certain things that you're just not ready to let go of at this point. It's not the right time for you to let it go. And if you're not ready to let go of it, they're saying don't let go of it. It doesn't mean you'll hold on to it for the rest of your existence, but for now, if you're not ready to let go of it, then don't let go of it. I keep getting that with this card. A lot of times this card comes into like the need to let go of something. I'm getting the reverse for you. If you're not ready to let go of it, don't let go of it. It'll serve you in the long run. It'll help you make peace with what you need to do next. It'll help you do what you need to do next. It's just interesting that this seems to come. I feel like it should be like that. And I think that's what they're kind of trying to point out to me. I'm the one that always has to read them right side up. So that one, I'm surprised. That one should be upside down is I think what I'm getting from that. You're making your change. You're going forward to what you want to go forward to. This is just, there's something here of very strong value coming in. Somebody's going to be offering you a lot. I get the victory with the woman holding a coin. There's a lot. Somebody's going to be offering you a lot. Whatever the next phase is for you, you're getting a lot. And I feel like that's exactly why I did this, because that's what I'm looking for. So you will be getting what you want. This is what you're looking for. It will show up. I feel like it's also saying it's happening so fast that unless you're holding on to certain things, you're going to lose a lot more than you expect to. And I think that's partly why they're saying, think of the 5 things you want to keep, and then tell yourself you're going to keep them, and you will keep them. Otherwise, you're going to lose more than you need to here, because you get what you want, and it takes on a lot of energy, a lot of speed. It happens really fast. And unless you're paying attention and keeping your focus on the 5 things you want to keep, you're going to lose those too. And it's not that you're not going to be okay, but it's maybe 5 things that you're not wanting to lose. And it doesn't have to be tangible things. It could be like relationships. For example, if it's like a work situation and you want to hold on to relationships with certain family members or friends, maybe even your children, something like that, or a partner, the situation, if you're not paying attention, the situation coming in because it's offering you a lot may eclipse the rest of these things if you're not paying attention. And you may end up losing not the total relationship, but you might lose that bond. You might lose the connection. It may be like before you start this situation, you may have a very good relationship with a child or a partner or a friend or whatever it is. But when your energy shifts, 3-4 years, even longer might pass. And so much happens in that time frame where you're so centered on this and you're not even realizing that all this time has passed, that you don't connect anymore. You don't know what's going on in their life anymore. They've found ways to like move on without you because you're not as involved as you used to be. And they've just kind of moved on without you. And that could create some damage that may not be able to be repaired. I keep getting the child analogy. I don't know why I feel bad about going this way, but it's like if you have a kid, for example, and they're 7 or 8, and by the time you connect to them again, they're like 14 or 15, you've missed so much and they've got so much other going on that you may not be able to get those years back. There's just certain things that happen when a kid's young. You just can't get them back. Or, you know, your partner, whatever they're going through, they're having certain things happen, certain things they're going through, and you're not realizing that they need you, and they find ways to cope without you. They grow apart from you, and it may create something like that. They're just trying to give you a heads up saying it doesn't have to go that way. You can have your cake and eat it too in this situation if you're aware of it, if you're paying attention and you're like, these 5 things I want to keep, I will be keeping them. Your focus will keep going back to check on that stuff, and you will keep it glowing. You will keep it working. It will work out for you. Not if you're not paying attention to it, though. I think we're there. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.